Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Drunken Gunslinger. Thanks again for your support. That said, let's get started. While talking to Mark Richards, the pusillanimous, a loud yell draws your attention. You look up the road to see a mob of men standing in your way. They've got all manner of weaponry and armor. Their ringleader steps forward, announcing that they are famed bounty hunters. "We only wish to have the head of the Bull of Waldrode." You shrug. "We killed the man. We're collecting on his head. Now get out of our way." When you take one step forward, the bounty hunters raise their weapons. Their leader takes one step toward you. "There's a choice to be made here that could get a lot of good men killed. I know it isn't easy, but I suggest you think it over very carefully." Hey, RetconRaider here, and I guess this is how we're starting episode 88. You'll have to pay with blood if you want it so badly. Of course, that might have been a mistake. Mercenaries can be pretty tough, and we have no idea how many we're up against. Let's see how this goes. Oof. Okay. They've got us outnumbered almost 2-1. I think I'm most concerned about those crossbowmen. They could do a lot of damage with that elevated terrain. Fox gets first blood, putting an arrow through a crossbowman's chest. Wojtek takes down the wounded crossbowman. Bunny puts an arrow through the bowman's hand. I'd like to hold position so we can maintain our shield wall, but we really need to take that elevated position before they can. Roderick secures the high ground, landing a glancing hit in the process. The rest of the raiders start moving up with Roderick. I just split an unlucky swordsman's face in half. Rondis tears into the enemy lines, crippling a mercenary's arm. Kairon lunges forward, crippling the mercenary's leg as well. Janos shatters a mercenary's hand, breaking his morale. And here come the nets. Ah, dang it. Okay, Bunny just got shot through the arm. I was really hoping we'd last a little longer before we started taking injuries. Oh, come on now. Alright, we'll need to pull Bunny back as soon as we get the chance. We're also taking a few light armor hits, but nothing to worry about just yet. Looks like it's finally our turn. Let's do some damage. Fox lands a glancing hit on a crossbowman. Alessandro finishes off a wounded archer, then puts an arrow through a crossbowman's arm. Wojtek shoots another crossbowman through the leg. Bunny considers taking a shot, but then decides to duck into the bushes instead. Henry destroys a wounded mercenary's armor. I got cleaves a mercenary's ribcage open. Then he quickly draws his dagger and strikes the killing blow. 2 of them. Not bad, I got. Not bad at all. Vlad cuts down one of the fleeing swordsmen. Rondis brutally slices a mercenary's face off. Then he puts the poor guy out of his misery with a follow-up strike. Kairon slips a hit past his opponent's shield, piercing a bounty hunter's side. Roderick moves up, landing a glancing hit with his greatsword. Round 3. We're actually doing pretty well so far. Oof. Though I probably shouldn't jinx it. Wojtek is under threat. Fox takes down one of the crossbowmen. Then he sets his sights on the other one. And he takes him down with a headshot. There's a few more light hits, but still nothing to worry about. Wojtek starts falling back, though he does wound his pursuer in the process. Bunny puts an arrow through the man's shoulder as well. Roderick lops off an unfortunate bounty hunter's nose. We really should start getting some of these nets off, but it hasn't really been an issue thus far. We'll keep attacking for now. I got lands a hit with his dagger. Janos finishes off a badly wounded mercenary, then he switches back off to his hammer. Kairon is still facing off against 3 foes, and he's almost exhausted, so we'll have him catch his breath. Reinhardt's in a pretty similar situation, too. Let's get rid of that net. Ah, right. I almost forgot about the Wiedergangers. Fortunately, it looks like the bounty hunters are more concerned with the zombies than I am. Alessandro's under threat. Fox cripples the last bowman's arm. Sergeant Baggins leaps to the archer's defense, stabbing a mercenary in the side. Roderick takes out a freshly risen Wiederganger. Then he readies his shield and catches his breath. Vlad starts moving to support the raiders on the north. Kairon lands a quick hit, piercing another mercenary's side. Agat lands a glancing hit, and it looks like the bounty hunters are starting to break. Brondis is pretty close to exhaustion, but I should probably do something about that net. I guess he's fine for now. Alright, moving into round 6. We've got more zombies on the field. Nothing we can't handle. Those things are actually doing a pretty good job of keeping the mercenaries distracted. The sergeant lands another glancing hit. Fox puts an arrow in the last bowman's chest. Washtek kills the last bowman. Then he wounds one of the other mercenaries. Looks like one of the bounty hunters is trying to run. Roderick tears into a cluster of bounty hunters, slicing off yet another face. I'm starting to notice a bit of a disturbing pattern here. Alessandro lands a glancing hit. I'd like to go after the guy who's running, but I don't think we can actually reach him just yet. Rondis finally frees himself. Moving into round 7. Ooh. Okay. Rondis just got stabbed in the knee. That's unfortunate. I'm not sure if that guy's trying to run or if he's just trying to reach the Wiederganger. The sergeant lands another glancing hit. Fox lands a glancing hit as well. Wajtek scatters shots across the enemy formation, taking out a Wiederganger and wounding a mercenary. Nice. Roderick takes out 2 mercenaries with a single swing. Not to be outdone, Rondis decapitates one of the bounty hunters. Then he breaks another one's morale. Not bad. Reinhard re-engages on the north. Kairon tears off his net, then lightly wounds another mercenary. Janos ignores his net, and crushes a mercenary skull instead. Well, that guy's gone. Fox starts harassing the last 2 bounty hunters. Vlad cripples a bounty hunter's arm with his billhook. I got plants his axe in a bounty hunter's chest. Kairon wounds one of the fleeing mercenaries. Roderick executes the last of his foes, but now he's too exhausted to move. Reinhard pierces a bounty hunter's chest, putting him on the brink of death. Rondis begins methodically executing his fleeing foes. Moving into round 8. I think we're almost done here. Bunny lands a glancing hit, breaking another mercenary's morale. I got finally lands a hit with a round swing, taking out a badly wounded bounty hunter. Alessandro clears our southern flank, and the rest of the raiders start heading north. Reinhard cripples the last bounty hunter's leg. The last bounty hunter tries to flee, and I got promptly lops his head off. Okay, looks like we've just got to take out a few more zombies. Whoops. Sorry, Henry. There we go. Washtek takes down one of the Wiedergangers. I got takes out another one. And Roderick takes out the last one. Nicely done, guys. Well, we did take a couple of injuries, but that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be. No level ups this time. And we've got a 3-way tie for MVP. The loot's definitely a bit sparse this time around. Unfortunately, when you have to start killing enemies twice, it makes it a lot harder to keep their equipment intact. We'll be right back. Sigurd of Dornan leans back as you enter his room, carrying a head by its hair. Luckily, it's not dripping. This here is the Bull of Waldrode. Or should I say was. Slowly standing, Sigurd takes a cursory look. Was works. So, not only did you destroy the brigands' rat hole, but you brought me the head of their leader. That is some mighty fine work, Sellsword, and you'll be getting extra for this. The man forks over a satchel of crowns, and then takes a purse off his own self and pitches it toward you. 4,000 crowns. That's definitely not a bad payday. Of course, it's just a fraction of what we actually need, so we'll immediately start looking for more work. Let's take a look at this 2-skull contract from House Ravenhold. Okay, this looks like a basic escort mission. It's not the most exciting work, but it's easy and it pays halfway decently. Plus, it'll give our men time to recover from their injuries. Looks like it's taking us to Wholeness Land, which is up on the top right corner of the map. I'll take care of some quick inventory management, then we'll start heading in that direction. You put your head down for a nap. The silky bedsheet slides off your body as you roll to a side. Birds flutter past a sleek, ivory-framed window. A voice pours into your ear, a hint of an aroma you've never smelled before gracing you. You're awake. A woman rolls herself over, running a finger down your chest before going back up and seizing your chin. Lithe, pretty, the sun glowing across her smooth face and lighting up a set of emerald eyes. She goes for a kiss. You quickly slide out of the bed and frantically look around. She grips the sheets and comes to her knees, confused. What's wrong? Where are you going, my emperor? Looking up, you see a ceiling that stretches so far up you can hardly even see the artwork which has been exquisitely embroidered there. You open a door and step out onto a balcony. Impossibly tall buildings, red, white, gold banners, a horizon steepled with black shapes, stretching as far as the eye wishes to see. Domes, fountains, great arches, statues that stand so tall that they seem to be commanding the structures as soldiers. Atop each roof is a garden greater and more flush than anything you've seen in the eternal springs of nature itself. Suddenly, 2 men emerge at your sides with cages of doves and let them out. The birds desperately scatter, and just then a roar erupts beneath you. Great crowds of people jumping and waving banners around. They love their emperor. The woman speaks from the doorway. Go to them. You look down to see a stream of soldiers marching down the middle of the road, each man stepping in unison with his brother, a steady staccato clap of boots. Their faces are stern in their gilded helms, long polearms glistening upward as though they meant to defeat their enemies with opulence itself. They're going off to war, to face the great beyond and to defeat it. The woman is at your side. She smiles warmly, taking you by the arm. You feel ready to agree to it, to this new reality, whatever it be. You take her by the cheek, ready to fall into her embrace, but a cry from below wails loud and clear over all else. You glance down to see the soldiers, once joined in perfect uniformity, breaking rank. In the distance, a great mountain is erupting, jetting great bursts of red fire and an enormous cloud of hot ash which quickly pools into the city. Buildings disintegrate, gardens burst into flames, and the people scream. They turn away, but there is no escaping the heat. The soldiers collapse and scream. A surging, searing heat, and soon enough you see the denizens melting in it. The soldiers becoming metal golems, singed into the very armor which was meant to protect them, and the unarmored crowd simply burst aflame. The woman cries at your side. "Oh, it is horrible, horrible! Would you look at it? But it's okay, understand? It's perfectly okay. Look at me! Look at me!" The woman grabs you and spins you. Her once soft features have hardened into blackened flakes, the top of her head already burnt bald, her teeth falling out of dripping gums. Yet she's grinning. "We'll rise again, Emperor. We shall rise again." Her skull breaks apart and her body collapses into a pile of burning bones. You jerk awake to find Janos Martel shaking you. "Sir, wake up. We've got a group of refugees here saying that the dead are rising from the earth and killing everything in sight." The woman's face flashes before your eyes. It is horrifically scarred, but this doesn't stop her from grinning. "The Empire rises. War is upon us." And on that note, I think we've reached a good stopping point for the episode. There's just no topping that. We'll pick up here next time as the Raiders finally take on the armies of the fallen Empire. See you then. Hey, RetconRaider here. Well, this is it. The final crisis has officially begun. From this point forward, massive war bands of ancient legionaries and even more terrifying things will begin roaming the landscape, waging an endless war against the living. Their goal is to establish a new empire, which they'll do by laying siege to settlements and literally turning them into cities of the dead. The longer the crisis keeps running, the more damage they'll do, and the harder it'll be to turn the tide. Fortunately, their numbers aren't infinite. If we can destroy enough of their warbands and strongholds, we might just be able to save the entire kingdom. Again. Now, next time, we'll be wrapping up our current contract, and then it's time to start looking around for some new contracts related to the Undead crisis. We'll need to be careful though, because these are some of the deadliest enemies in the game. The Raiders are pretty tough, but that doesn't mean they're invincible, and some of these upcoming battles are likely to involve fighting over 30 or even 40 legionaries at a time. So buckle up, Raiders. This is the moment the entire campaign has been building up to. We're the only thing that can stop the army of the dead from conquering the land of the living. So let's get to work. Oh, and try not to die. Otherwise, we'll have to kill you. This is RetconRaider, signing off. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Battle Brothers, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, or the fan-run wiki. Links are in the description.